All right, welcome back, everybody. We now have our first quarter complete for 2024 for our real estate review in the GTA, and lots to cover, but we'll get right into it. So let's begin with the first slide here that discusses our GTA market stats. You'll notice on this stat, our first average at the top there covers the first 3 months. We're averaging in the GTA at 1,093,000. And the average price actually in Toronto on all home types basically brings us up to 1,121,000. And I'll say that right here, this is where you'll see a real positive story. Although we find that in the GTA right now, our sales may be down, our overall numbers, which you'll see over here, our total sales are down slightly over last year. Our active listings are actually up. And the best story we have here as owners of real estate in the GTA and people looking to invest is we have stability. Our months of inventory is starting to come down on all the home types. It's at 1.9. That means if we stop listing today, all the inventory we have out there will be gone in 1.9 months. This is starting to turn into what would be called a seller's market, but it's not. It seems to be pretty balanced. There are some multiple offers happening out there, but nothing crazy. But there's opportunity, especially in the condo market right now. You will find some tremendous opportunity in the condo market because we are still absorbing a lot of that new inventory from last year. We had a lot of backlog that we had to move. The rates kind of gummed things up in the system a bit too, as everyone knows. And so we're still kind of ironing all that out, and it's being absorbed by the market. Um, Here's a very interesting chart. Now, our Bank of Canada overnight lending rate, you can see it was pretty flat for the longest time, near zero. And we know the whole story, how things started to move and accelerate at a record pace here. And then it just kind of flattened out around that 5% mark. We are seeing, despite all of that, I mean, take a look at the sales here, the average sale price. We had that spike back in February. Here's where things started to pull back when we had that dramatic increase in rates. But I mean, look, we've had some ebbs and flows here, but it's very stable. It's very steady. Our prices are market driven. This is not a bubble, or we would have seen some uh, different effects here. And we didn't. We saw the prices remain stable. And that's a good news story for anyone who owns real estate or is looking to own real estate in the GTA. You'll see here rates have a direct correlation here to sales volumes. So again, look at how the rates affected things. Our sales volume was way up here near that 120,000 mark when it peaked in 2021. And you can see how it slowly dropped. Our volume last year, we finished off just under 67,000. We are expecting a bump this year because we are also expecting rates to decrease by the end of this year, starting as early as maybe May next month. We're hearing a lot of people calling for rates to start to creep back a bit again, which is good news. So that will help the market and you will see sales increases follow. Let's look at some of the headline, the grabbers here. Toronto real estate prices surged despite fewest sales since '09. We talked about that. The volume is down, but prices remain stable, and we even had a bit of a surge early this year. Now, luxury home sales. That's an interesting one. So we're seeing some of the homes at the higher end level of the price scale are up 50%. So we're starting to see some luxury home sales increases, which is also healthy for the market and the average price. All right, here is an interesting story. So if you've been in the market for a while and you take a look here, back in 2000, the average price, okay, in the GTA was 243,000. Look how it's increased steadily over the years. I mean, if you're looking at this chart, you're looking at a 23-year chart here of sales prices, and all you see here is an average increase in that kind of 6.5 to 7.5% range, depending, what chart you're looking at. So there's been a very, very healthy growth in our real estate price point market here. So that should give you confidence that if you are investing in real estate in the GTA, you will see continued increases over the course of the following years because it is market driven. What's our outlook for 2024? Well, essentially, we're looking for our rate cuts to start in the second quarter, which we touched on a little earlier. We definitely have a balanced market we're working with between sellers and buyers, despite the fact that you're seeing these prices increase. They are modest increases, and that's what we're seeing. And then if you touch a little bit on rents, they're also beginning to stabilize because we had a lot of issues going on with rents being high at record highs. Well, you're starting to see those start to kind of claw back a little bit as well. So, definitely we're in a very balanced and healthy market. I think rate cuts that we're all expecting are only going to help that going forward. So these are all very different, I want to point out, in micro markets. So depending exactly where you live, if you live in Mississauga, or if you live in Oakville, or if you live in Brampton, or if you live in the East End, or if you live in Toronto proper, Central, these things can vary a little bit. So it's good to reach out if you have questions. I'm here for you. And thanks again for listening. We will talk to you again soon.